The governor decided that he would reinstate those employees. He controls the Department of Administration, so apparently if he said fire them or rehire them or leave them on payroll, that would be the case. We tried initially to find a legislative solution that basically said, State Board of Ed, you can have these 3 employees, period, end of story. Investigations comes back. At that time they hadn't moved out. That's what precipitated the lawsuit. So this went on prior to them moving out. So we tried to calm the waters, if you will, and just say, you know what, you can have those 3 employees that set up board meetings, bring the investigations back, because the investigators have to work hand in hand with certification, and they need to be in that office. Unfortunately, as many know with legislation, it didn't play out that way.
Yeah.
So I had given my word that I would support a legislative solution. So I did, but I will tell you quite honestly, when it did not pass, I was very thankful, because by the end of the legislative session, it had become much more than the original intent.
What about the one that did pass on the Amendment 1469 on the reconciliation bill that took all 11 employees and the $1.7 million budget and turned the board into an agency?
I did not support that. That was not part of ours. The bill that, the legislation we supported was solely for 3 employees.
I remember that one.
To just make that happen. I'm not sure how that got into the budget bill, and quite frankly, the very interesting thing about that, and this might be more in the weeds than the rest of you want, is that it's one thing to do it, and it wasn't done properly, because you can't create a new agency through the budget, but that's what they did.
And the budget was signed.
But even prior to that, the state board's budget was always part of ADE's, and the Department of Administration took that money away from us mid-fiscal year, and that can't be done legally either.
That's the question they've been asking me. Did you agree with losing 11 employees?
No, absolutely not.
Did you agree with the budget? Did you agree with the board being made an agency?
No, absolutely not.
That's because now I can tell them she said
But there
this.
is a little piece of it that
Oh, I
we
know
did
that.
try to facilitate.
Well, that was 2184.
Right.
That was the first bill.
Was that?
That was a 2 and,
Right.
you know, that was for that.
2 and an administrative
Yeah.
assistant, that's it,
Yeah.
end of story.
Yeah,
That was
I-
all it was ever intended to be.
Yeah, I was there on that day.
And we wrote that bill very well, but it got chewed up by other parties.
Okay, they would.
It happens.